First time we've ever stared at the sun. Well, it's not quite eclipse time, but the sun looks really cool with these. These are official eclipse glasses, and the beginning of the solar eclipse will be starting in about half an hour, 40 minutes from now. And I can see why the police say you shouldn't drive with these on, because you can't really see anything. Eclipse Guard. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Father James, and I want to talk to you about Eclipse Guard today. I'm drinking from a brand new coffee mug. It was a mug that was given to me by parishioners who brought it from Australia, and it's got Aboriginal artwork on the cup, and it's the artwork apparently is called skipping stones. So, but the coffee cup has absolutely nothing to do with my message. I mean, usually I try to mix them up, or match them up rather. Today I'm mixing them up. So here's to the coffee. And now to the news. What I want to talk to you about today is kind of bittersweet. It has a lot to do with what happens on the other side of these doors. You know, since 1978, the St. Vincent de Paul Society in our parish has been operating a food parlor in the room. As you go through these doors, you go to the left. If you've ever been back here, this is where all the dry goods go, all the cans and the pasta and the craft dinner that you bring, that many of the parishioners bring every single weekend. It goes into storage, and we have a team. Presently, we've got a team of close to 30 people who several times a week take some of this food to people in need, and they do so by visiting them in their homes. It's what the St. Vincent de Paul Society has been doing in our parish since it was first founded in 1978. And I'm here to deliver some I guess not so great news, sad news, I will say, that as of last week, April 5th, the members of St. Vincent de Paul Society that traditionally were based here in St. Peter's Parish have made their last delivery. They and the leadership and the membership made a decision to shut down the St. Vincent de Paul Society branch here that was traditionally associated with the St. Peter's site. I want to talk to you about what that means and what it doesn't mean, and first of all, why that happened. Now, St. Vincent de Paul is an international society. It's in countries all over the world. It was founded, I believe, in the 1820s by Blessed Frederick Ozanam, who had a vision of the church in every community, in every parish, reaching out to support the poor, to care for the poor, to meet Jesus in the poor, and not just to deliver food or to give them money or to pay their bills, but to be in relationship with them, to befriend them, to know them, to love them. And from his calling, this movement sprung up and spread all throughout the world. And in Canada alone, there's a national Canadian branch. St. Vincent de Paul Society each year serve about 325,000 people in our own country. And as I said, the membership have been working out of this parish since 1978. Now, as a separate organization, here's the tricky thing. They're based in a parish. They were based in our parish, but they're actually not a parish ministry. Well, they are, but they're not. They're kind of both and. But the leadership, their principles, their values, and the direction, their strategy, their tactics, all of these things, how they operate, is basically taken from head office and from their international identity. And so they're kind of like an international group, a national group that works in the parish and has worked within the parish. So as an independent organization in our parish, there's a lot of administrative work. They have to have their own charitable status. They have to maintain their own books, and they need to have a president and vice president and a treasurer and all the different officers. And basically for the last close to 30 years, some of the same handful of people have been doing all of that administrative work. Here's the crux of the matter. The need of the poor in our area still exists. We as a church are still called by Jesus to serve the poor, to reach out to the poor. We have a church full of generous parishioners who are eager to see our parish serve the poor and to donate food and resources. And we still have many, many parishioners willing to serve in this capacity. Where we're struggling, and where St. Vincent de Paul membership struggled, was the leadership of this organization, this entity that is separate from the parish. And that's really what led the membership to make this decision, is that there just no longer was the ability to carry this administrative weight to run this organization. So here's what's happening. So the actual St. Vincent de Paul ministry group within our parish is officially ending. It has officially ended. So that's what it means. Now, what does it not mean? It doesn't mean that these doors will no longer be used to help the poor. We've met with the membership, and as long as the desire to serve is there, we will do everything we can in our parish to make sure that as much of even the activities that happened in the past will be supported going forward. What will happen to the food pantry? There will be some differences, but we have an idea of calling this pantry now Our Lady's Pantry, and arranging for even for food still to be delivered to some families, but to be a place where people can come and receive goods. Now remember, we also as a parish support the North Dartmouth Christian Food Bank at the St. Anthony's location, and a lot of the work our parish does with the poor is done out of our North End campus, but there always was traditionally a lot of work done out of this part of town as well. That will continue. Another important thing that the St. Vincent de Paul Society did is they received donations, and they had a fund that they used to help people in need in very particular circumstances. So they couldn't always help everyone with every request, but there were special circumstances that they would discern and carefully decide that maybe in this area, in this particular time with this family, those monies that had been collected for the sake of the poor could be used to pay perhaps a heating bill. That was a very common request in the last number of years, to help people with precise needs, a kind of a slush fund that we would use in a discerning way. We plan to continue to do that, to continue to, as a parish, receive these funds. See, in the past, many parishioners donated directly to St. Vincent de Paul or would donate to the parish for that similar purpose. And so we want to continue to be able to do that. So in short, although there's a sadness with the ending of this particular way in which our parish served the poor, serving the poor is not optional. We're going to continue to do that. And even many of the activities that St. Vincent de Paul Society members did for so many years, we're going to continue with many of those. So to all of you parishioners who served in the society, thank you for your decades and decades of service, for your sacrifice, and we hope that many of you will continue to be involved. I want to conclude by going back to the original image about a time of eclipse. You know, I was reading that the last major solar eclipse to impact Nova Scotia was in 1963, where it passed through mainland Nova Scotia. They happen every so often, but most of them are missed. But eclipses coming close to Nova Scotia are pretty rare. That was like 61 years ago. Well, St. Vincent de Paul has not been operating for 61 years, but quite a long time. And St. Vincent de Paul was also present in St. Paul's Parish and St. Anthony's Parish. I'm not sure when they were founded, but those particular groups are no longer operational. And there's a sadness in that. There's a disappearing of the light, in a sense. But the thing is about an eclipse, you enter into darkness, but then the light reappears. And I know that's kind of corny, but I think it's true. Because when I first heard that St. Vincent de Paul had decided to close, my automatic reaction was, oh no, like this is devastating. This is a loss. There's darkness there, to be sure, but the light will reappear. And let's pray and thanksgiving for all that the members did over the years, and let's pray for a renewal of support so that our parish can continue to manifest the light of Christ and how we help the poor, so that, who knows, maybe people will have to put on some special glasses.